Welcome to Questions and Answers with Koko Bays. I know I promised to go through, basically just go through the comments on the questions on my YouTube channel and then give as much answers as I can to them. So let's just be very quick about that. I'll quickly rush to my channel right now and go to the questions for the week and see how that goes. Yeah. All right, so here are my comments. I'll scroll down to 5 days ago. It's pretty much, but let's just run it. I'll try to skip the normal comments like accolades. I see everyone. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for the accolades. We're grateful, really grateful. But so I'll just go straight to the questions so this video doesn't get too long. Barney879 5 days ago said, Koko Bays, how come you guys make this sweet jam look so easy? Kai, oil day your head, sir. Well, I'd like to be very honest about that. Somebody said I shouldn't tell them that it's grace. That it is kanayo. I'm like, no, come on. So pretty much it's grace. We just a lot of us have invested so much in our music over time. It's not like we have all the time to rehearse. So what you see right now is just picking from past experience or an investment in our music and then quickly implementing them. And it's not just on one person's side, it's on the part of everybody, the drummer, the keyboardist, the aux guy, the guitarist. They're pretty much deep guys. So we don't spend too much time. We just have fun while we do it. Somebody said, come teach me bass. Yeah, well, we could always have personal arrangements for that. I really enjoy watching you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's Uche Obeme. I must skip all those comments and just go straight to the questions. All right. Somebody said, how you take note? There's a video we did and I think the lead singer switched up. We had like an interlude and he needed to do another song. The key was a bit high, so somehow he just moved to some convenient key, and then AJL just shouted B flat. It was kind of related but on a different key, and then AJL just shouted B flat and it was pretty B flat. So this person said, are you AJL, how did you know it was B flat? Are you perfect pitch? Well, I think he's close to it. He does that a lot, and that's pretty amazing. So somebody said, please, you really need to take us through your EQ settings. This is Taiwo Ojo 1683. All right, so here's my bass, right? Pretty much. I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is my what's it called? This is my volume. I try most times that it doesn't get above the middle, right? This is what's it called? My pickup. So this is for the bridge pickup. When I take it this way, it's for to activate the bridge pickup. When I take it this way, it pretty much activates the neck pickup. And you guys know how that works. For African music, a lot of times I like using this guy, the bridge pickup. It gives you that mid-range kind of tone. Your notes are the Jaco Pastor's kind of tone. All right, so this is my mid-range. So I try to just be on. I try to be on like 3 o'clock. All right, my sound engineer likes having that mid-range pretty much. So this is a stack knob. This is the bass underneath. I'm also on 3 o'clock, and the smaller one on top is my treble, which is always in the middle. It's a mid-frequency switch. So that's about it. In here I have a Bartolini. It's a custom bass. There's a Bartolini preamp in it and a Pike Audio preamp in it. The blue box. You can look that up on the internet and see how that works. So it's a combination of both. And to be honest, even when my strings are out, it still sounds great. All right. So that's about how I tune my bass. Nothing more to it. I pretty much got this recently. All right. And to be honest, it's an amazing gear. I'll do a separate video and walk you guys through the settings of this. I'm still trying to get a hang of it too. I'm not very excellent with getting it set up like the pros, J Rains, what you call him, Derek Burnett and all of that. When I have the full experience on it, I'll pretty much share on it. But it's a device you should have if you can. So that's I just had to show you guys because it's a part of what my sound is right now. So let's move on to the next. I took a lot of time on that. Who is the lead guitarist? His name is D-Fret Official. How can we get the loop? Says Marcus Okoro 8173. Well, AJL, that's part of AJL's business. All right, so you can always hit him up. AJL Music. He's the main key. He's the guy you guys always hear on the talkback. He has a couple of loop packs that would really benefit producers and keyboard players, people who actually control the loop in your church. Prince Uche says, Koko, I love how you showcase other fellow musicians to the world. That's the spirit of musicians. God bless you, bro. Amen to that, man. Amen to that. There's nothing to it. In fact, if I have access to people who know how to do better than I can, I let them come close so I can learn a lot from them. So it's nothing. Hope Edit says, please adjust the cam a bit so the drummer would show. Sometimes, basically for my midweek services, I use my phone. So I'll try to do that adjustment. Once I start playing, it's pretty difficult to know what's it called, where it is. All right, let's go. 4 days ago, I have to skip all of these. Koko bass and the drummer, your spirit is on holy fire. You have to sync with your drummer as a bassist. That's the only way you can enjoy it. 4 days ago, Silent Flame 57496. So I'm having a problem with how to blend my bass tone to bring a nice and professional sound. Can you help me with any advice? One of the first knobs you must get used to is the pickup knob. All right, you must know which knob activates your bridge or your neck pickup. Find that pickup blend switch. It does a lot. A lot of people just pick up the bass and just turn the volumes. Just turn volume, turn pickup. They just think when you put it up all up, it should sound great. No, these knobs are different. They have their functions, and setting them rightly would help you achieve a good sound. I'm certain you guys are the best in Nigeria. They're better bands. All right, we're just out there, but we give God the glory. He's been helping us inspire people, and we're grateful. Okay, somebody said, what is doing that thing here in 1743? Oh my Lord, let me look. Let me check that out. Okay, I get it. That's the auxiliary pianist. It's a tone. I think I have a video. I'll put up that video for you guys to see how he comes up with that tone that gives that AMAPIANO sound. I don't know the name. It has to do with, I think, Summon Log. I did a video on him, having that setup, so you guys can see it. It's a beautiful one, trust me. Ian says, please, I would love to get the loop of the first praise. I'm believing that the African loop, like I said before, hit AJL up, and he has them for a price. It's not exactly free, but I'm sure he can cut out something for fans. So somebody said, please, Daddy Koko, can I get the drummer's YouTube name? His name is Lemmy D. LEMI_DEE. This is from Lanre Abodering. You guys are amazing. I wish to see the rehearsal video. Okay, I think at one point I want to start doing behind the scenes, but I stopped because it's pretty much work to edit and put out there. But let me see. I may just start going live for rehearsal videos. So maybe when we're at rehearsals, I'll just put on my camera and be on YouTube live. So you guys, or Facebook live. It's either going to be on YouTube or Facebook. When it's time, I'll make the announcement so you guys can see that. All right, so somebody says, please, what is the name of the soloist? That's still Marshall. Let me see what video that is. Oh, okay, so I think I know. Her name is Adana. She's new in Streams of Joy, Abuja. She's always been in Streams of Joy, Umuahia. Her name is Adana. She's awesome. I just put a video of mine just premiered this evening. She's the lady leading there. So go check it out. Ibekwe says, Koko, the earpiece you wear, what is it for? That's what I'm using now. It's my in-ear it basically, for some churches, I don't know about your church, but most churches have what do you call? I've seen people respond to this, but let me just put it out there. Most churches have monitors, like real-time monitors on the ground. Some engineers don't like it, especially if your stage is small. It becomes pretty noisy. The keyboard is hearing his own from here, the bass is hearing his own from here, the drummer hearing his own, and all that. So most recent technology allows you to have a small device. They call them IEMs, in-ear monitors. It's like a small mixer that they can send sound to sound in data form. Actually uses the cat cable. They send it into that device, then you can mix what you want. So I have drum, I have kick, snare, I have bass, I have auxiliary keyboard, and all of that. So I mix to taste on that device to what I want to hear in my ear. So most of the sounds, the stuff you hear when you watch my videos, it's the same thing I hear when I play in my ear. I get my recording directly from my P16. We use a Behringer P16 in church, so that's the earpiece. You see, it comes from that device, and it's basically for hearing. We hear everything. We communicate with ourselves through it. Official Arch Bass say, please boss, I've been waiting for something like this for a very long time, and even hoping if I can meet you personally. Absolutely, man, absolutely. I'm always at Streams of Joy Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. You can catch me. My first question is, how do you have such clarity in your records? Then the second is there any other device you use on your bass, like preamp or compressor, to have such quality sound? Like I said, I just finished answering that. I get my recording directly from my Behringer P16 in-ear device. Basically, that's where I get my recording from. I try to make sure the mix is pretty balanced. Is my personal in-ear device, but I don't push the bass up too much so that it overshadows everyone else. I just make sure the mix is lovely enough for everybody, every musician to hear their instrument and enjoy even as much as singers. Your second question, is there any other device? Well, I just spoke about the setting of my bass, and then I talked about a preamp I have. I just got this recently, so I don't have a hang of it yet, but it's a very cool device. It's a GK Plex bass preamp. Trust me, it's good if you can't get it. OVA said, please, the same session you had with Benjamin, can you have it with AJR? I'm going to put a video. I did a quick one with him yesterday, but it cannot be in this video. It will be too long. So I'm going to do a video for that, and you guys can. I'll drop the link right here. This person says, thank you, sir. My question is to AJL. If you can get him to show his patches on the Montage 8 and the setup, his main patch, the settings he did to make it sound great. Thank you. All right, I just answered that now, and I'm going to do a full video. I actually have the video already, but it cannot. I'll put Eclipse here so you guys believe me. But it cannot be a part of this so that it won't be too long. So just follow the link and go watch that out. I made him show us his patches. Maxwell Chibuzo said, how to play fast like you or more than you. Fast is relative anyways. But to be honest, you cannot skip doing your basic finger exercises, knowing your modes, and learning finger exercises with the metronome. I tell people it's one thing to know them, it's another thing to be able to do them on fast and slow, paces. But one thing that keeps you, that helps you improve speed when you've learned those modes, because the modes actually make sure you use your four fingers, they strengthen them and all of that. There are finger exercises that strengthen your four fingers, but like I said, that's just for strengthening. But when it has to do with speed, I encourage you learn something. For instance, you do do, re, mi, you do it with the first metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this particular metronome, you can have do, re, mi. You can have do, re, mi, fa, do, re, mi, fa, so. All on this tempo. When you're fine with those 3 time signatures, you increase the tempo a bit and try the same thing again. Work with that. Work with metronomes and learn intervals, and you'll be fine with improving on your speed. All right. What was your journey like starting out? All right, I'm doing a podcast on that. It's going to be pretty long, but it's just like it was just like every other person's own. I didn't think about it. I didn't see today then when I started. All right, but I was just crazy passionate about it. I grew up in a military church, in a Protestant chaplain, so we didn't really have all the glamorous music. We just loved it, and we went all out to look for materials we could look for to develop ourselves. I remember anytime a CDE, then it used to be CD plate. Anytime anything comes out, I grew from cassettes to CD plates. Anytime CDs come out, I'm all everywhere looking to get the latest cut card, the latest this and the latest that. So it's pretty been a long time. 1998 is a while. All right. The journey wasn't easy. I've been embarrassed, sent off stage. And all of that, but you just need to persist. John Orji says, "I need a blessing. Summary of how you started and got to where you are in music, especially." Well, like I said, I'll just say 3 phases, 4 phases. This phase where you are passionate, the phase where people don't believe in your passion, the phase where you have to go work, and the phase where your consistency pays off. That's like the summary of the stages of my life musically. You just have to. I was passionate. I tried to do many things, even the ones bigger than me. I got embarrassed at some point, and then along the line, I was discouraged. I wanted to leave music. I had to go back to learn and come back from things. Somebody drove me off the stage at one point in my life. That didn't deter me. I went to work on, and then I came back and continue. And here I am today. I didn't see today then. I was just passionate. I knew this was what I was supposed to be doing, and God has helped me. Can you consider doing tutorials on the bass, guitar, etc.? Well, I have breakdowns on Seller, says Junior Dave. I have breakdowns on seller.co, SELAR.co. Look them out. I'm not a tutorial person, but I just try to break down my licks so that you can understand how I sound. Licks I do frequently. I have tutorials there. They are not free, to be honest. They are for a fee, but they'll bless you. Seller.co, SELAR.co. Just type my name, Koko Bass. I'll leave a link description in this video so you can get them. They'll bless you. They're for a very small fee, but they'll bless you. David Aguda from Ghana says, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Much love from Ghana. With regards to the tone of your bass, do you use any software or external device? If yes, kindly share or make recommendations. Well, my bass on its own is a monster bass. It has a Pike Audio preamp and a Bartolini preamp fused together inside. So sometimes when my strings are even dead, the bass still sounds great. But I just recently got a GK Plex, which I'm still trying to learn how it works. It's a very sweet gear. I think every bassist should have it. Somebody says, since I came across your channel, I rarely miss any video. Please, I'd like to know the guy who gives instructions on how the music should go. I guess he's your music director. He plays the piano too. I'd like to know his social media handles. I'll be glad to be tutored by him. All right, absolutely. DJ Skills. His name is AJR Music. He's the on-stage music director. The choir music director is Barrister Favor, the bass player of Don't See No Yekon. So you can check AJR Music TV. Hit him up on any of the social media ways you can. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm sure he will gladly answer. How do you record your videos and sound? Basically, I use an iRig HD stream. This is what I use. All right. So this goes to my iPhone. Has a cable that goes to my iPhone to record the audio, and this comes from my P16 device. So I record from that in-ear device, a Behringer P16, into the iRig and into my phone. So Monica Hope says, how do you continue to grow as a musician, and what keeps you and the praise team inspired? What does a typical rehearsal look like? Found your channel only a few weeks back and have been so blessed. Thank you. Glory to God that you've been blessed. We really like hearing such testimonies. That's part of the reason and the vision of this movement, actually. To grow as a musician, sometimes it gets really tiring. You may be bored. So you guys need to find new ways of doing things. To be honest, if you check my videos, I'm all about improvisations. We try to do things not the way you know them, or the way you. Let me not say not the way you know them. Not the way you expect it to be done. We just try to bring it with a different flavor, and to some extent that helps keep our inspirations. It helps keeps us inspired, and every time you know that, okay, I have to do a song, and I'm not going to do it the way it's done. Makes you go study on other ways it's being done, and then gives you the motivation to want to go on. So I hope that answers you. You need to always anchor on the help of the Holy Spirit. That's what keeps you going. It always tells you what to do at every point. What does a practice routine look like? To be honest, not consistent, but I would say I start with finger exercises to warm up, get my muscles ready for work. To be very candid, recently I pick songs and pick out licks from the songs. Okay, he went from a 5 to a 4 while he was doing that. Does that work in any other place? I have to go from 5 to 4. And when I can understand that, it's knowledge I can use anywhere. It's not just scoring the song. So that helps me. It always gives me something to rehearse on every time I have to. Atta Liberty says, boss, how do you create your grooves? I want to get to that level of creativity. Well, I work with the kick drum. I try to synchronize with him. If you watch my videos, I'm sure you notice every time, especially when we're doing freestyles, if I have the opportunity of rehearsing it, I try to pick a groove, a riff I would use. But if it is spontaneous, I try to come in with patterns that move with your kick. For instance, they just finish everything a double, and then they just get into another song. You are God. I won't just, because it's a spontaneous thing, what probably wasn't planned. I quickly run back to the kick. So you are God. The drummer is doing. I just pick a bass line and lock in with him first. For the first time, you are God. You are not just. I do that a lot. And then by the second or third time, I'm already bringing up patterns that would elevate the music, take the energy to another level. So that's how I create groove basically. I won't lie. And then I use for African songs that you guys already know. I just use basic diatonic patterns. The re mi fa sol la ti do. The notes I pick are not far fetched. They are from there. With African songs, your do and your mi work. There are finger patterns that help. I'm going to talk about that in a full video. But that's like the summary of how that goes. Locking with your kick first before you think about developing something else. Just try to make sure you're in sync with the kick. And then while you do that, think of a pattern that you can use to excite the music from like the second or the third time. Johnny Fake It, he says, thanks for the opportunity, boss. I have 2 questions. How do you create fills and solo and still match the groove? Like, do you just run any scale, or is there a particular scale behind it? Then the second question is how to become a better bassist. You have to keep working. Nothing else makes you better. When you work, people call you to do more things, to play on more songs. The experience makes you better. A lot of things is not just about rehearsal. You rehearse. The on-stage experience you have, in studio experience, in the field experience is gold. That's why you see older bassists always knowing how to navigate through situations than younger bassists. Experience plays a major role, and you cannot get experience if people don't call you. So if you want to become a better bassist, work hard, put yourself out there with content so that people can see you and give you things to call it playing concert. You play with other musicians that are great and maybe better than you are, and then you grow from there. You go from there. Don't settle. Don't think you have arrived. To your first question, creating riffs and fills have to depend on where you guys are at the moment in a song. I learned something recently. Somebody said if you're doing a song, the first 2 times of that song should be basic riffs, and then you can expand from there. Don't be in a hurry to always put in fills when you play. All right, how do you create riffs? I'm not a solo bassist, but like I've explained earlier, I create my riffs from African riffs. I create based on the chord progression per time. Somebody cannot be on fire. You are going to create a riff and be running on saw, or the person is doing on fire. Want to run a lick, you're not going to run it on saw. except you've checked it professionally and it goes. Maybe for diversification, fine. Otherwise, anything you run has to be aligned with the chord pattern or the chord sequence at that time in the song. All right. Gregory said, "Good day, sir. I want to know how you set up your loops with different tempos in a melody, and also how to create patches like your own with the contact motive library." I have a video. I did a video of AJR. I said that earlier in this video. You may not have seen it, but I answered that there, so you can go look it out. He deals with loops. He has packs for, not for free though, for sale. Destiny Mike Akodi says, "Thank you, Koko Bass. My question is, what app do you guys use to create your loops and everything?" Like I said, I think it's Logic. So AJL Music TV, which is like the onstage band director, has loop packs for sale. Codema _11 says, "Thank you, sir. I'm Olusheyi by name, and I must say that your music has blessed me in no small way, sir. God bless you big. My question is, I need the complete guide on how to set up an IM, the connection, and how you guys communicate with it." Well, it depends on what you mean by setting up an IEM. Because IEMs usually have, they're like, let me use Behringer for instance. There's a P1, P2, and a P16, which is what we use. The P16 has the options to mix other things, drums separately, bass separately, keys, lead mics, BGVs, and all of that. But like the P2 and all of that, you don't have those options. It's just a smaller device that they send sound signal to you, and then you connect your earphone and use it from there. So it depends on what you're using. But if your device is customizable or you can mix to preference, then it also depends on what they send to you. You understand? You have to just balance stuff up. What I do in my mix is balancing the music so that you can hear it and enjoy it, both as a singer, as a bassist, as a drummer. You can hear an element of what you do in it and enjoy it. So I basically take from my Behringer P16. I have a video for it. I did it, and I'll put the link to this question so you can watch the full video. I take from my Behringer P16 right into this audio interface, which is a HD an iRig HD stream, and then from here I record into my iPhone the audio while I do my videos with the camera. And how do you guys communicate? Your sound engineer, that's for your sound engineer. There's a way to send these talkback mics such that only you guys hear it in your ears with your IAMs, or if you have IAMs for the people on stage, they hear it too. But basically, it's just for our communication. It doesn't go right into the FOH. Alright, so right quick, I hope that answers the question, Kodma. Prod by Black Moses says, "Please, we need a session with AJL." I'm going to put the video for that. I already have a video of that. Man D Official says, "How can you create your own atmosphere?" It depends on what you mean by creating your own atmosphere, because you're as a bass player, you're not alone, except you're like a soloist where you are asked to do that. But let me understand you to mean holding down your game. You just need to work hard and not be the weak link as a musician in a team. I'm just trying to answer this question, because creating your own atmosphere just depends on what you do. But as a musician in a team, the best way you can create an atmosphere is not be the weak link. Know your part, know what you're supposed to be playing per time. Don't overplay and don't be missing. That's my recommendation. F-Bass World says, "Thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. God bless you so much. My first question is, has there been times where you pick up the bass and don't know what to rehearse, no idea on what to do, and then it becomes boring? Please, how did you manage to overcome this?" I spoke about this a little earlier in this video, but I'll restate it now. If you do normal stuff, trust me, you easily get bored. What I do currently, like I recommend, is I pick songs, pick the lyrics from the song. I just know, okay, I need to know he moved from 5 to 6. Why? Okay, so it means if I'm moving from 5 to 6 in another song, I can do it. and that's a good one for me. It works for me. Your second question: how do I score songs perfectly with ease? Some songs are very easy while some are super complex. What approach should I use? Break them into parts: intro, verse, chorus, vamp. Break them into parts. Give yourself time. Don't be under pressure. Understand why the bassist, the drummer, whoever you're scoring, did what he did in that song, and it will help you easy to play the song again even after the first time. And if I have to score impromptu, like the concert is tomorrow and they're just giving me complex songs, I write. There's no harm writing. That's why you have people use score sheets. All right. Teach me more about teamwork and discipline as a bass player. Don't overplay. Don't want to outshine everybody else in the band. Pick spots to do great stuff, but hold your end of the music. To be a good one of the first ways to being a good team player, don't be the weak link. I said it earlier and I'm saying it again. So Ep.1 says, is it better to learn on a 4-string or a 5-string? As a professional musician, what are the steps, procedures you followed that took you to where you are now? To be honest, to learn on a 4-string is cool. You have less strings and less worries. All right, that's like the basic guitar tuning, E, D, G. All right, when you have a grip of that, you can go to the 5, but you can also start with the 5. It just depends on what you have at your disposal. But most teachers would advise you go with a 4. Because even when you play a 4 and you pick up in a 5, it becomes more complex. You have more strings to deal with. So it's straightforward. Starting with a 4 is safer. All right. As a professional musician, what are the steps, procedures you follow that took you to where you are now? My brother, I was consistent. I didn't look at the downsides of trying to be a musician and doing it full time. And I tried to always improve myself daily. I had people I looked up to that I wanted to sound like. To be honest, a bulk of them were not Nigerians. I had Nigerians I looked up to sound like for Nigerian music, and it helped me do that, and you'd always be relevant in the sound. Don't say I have known it all and you cannot learn it again. No. All right. Razor places. How do you come up with bass lines? How do you follow the keyboard when they are playing fancy chords? No matter how fancy the keyboard is chords the keyboard player is playing, I'm sure it's in line with the progression of the song. Follow him based on the progression. You are not moved by how many things he plays. You are moved by your role in the music. That's what you should stick to. How did you learn to play the bass? Did I ever have a teacher? Of course, I had people who showed me the Remi Fasolati do. I had people who, there was a time I was playing, I didn't know the notes I was playing, but I had it in me, I could play. Somebody at one point came into my life and taught me that this was there, this was fee, this was more, this was tor, and all those things that normal people won't know if you're not taught. So I had somebody people exposing me to the different levels I needed to be exposed to at every point. That was razor play. Nnamdi Ejikeme says, how do you do your recordings? What are we to get? An iRig HD stream works for you if you have an in-ear device in your church. Otherwise, I recommend you do. I record with a Canon 80D camera. That's what I'm using now. Using now a 50mm lens, and then I record with a iRig HD stream from my in-ear device into my phone. I recommend that. They work pretty good quickly. Sheon Awoni says, mine is simple. Do you only play bass for a living or do you do side jobs? I'm into cinematography. There was a time in my life I had to work to make money to be able to take care of family, but it didn't deter me. It just made me have sleepless nights because I had to always keep the music fresh and alive. So while I go to work 9 to 5, I come eat, sleep a bit, and I'm working in the night. I have to wake up 8 a.m. in the morning. Just give you a summary of how your bass playing has sustained your living. I earn from YouTube. I play for concerts. I consult for recordings. There are many ways. It's not just about playing the bass alone. You know, you work to the point where even talking to somebody can earn you an income. I do online tutorials. All right, so that's about it. TO85076, inspiring content, sir. May God bless you. When you were coming up, how did you learn to play different genres? Was it that you scored bass lines from other basses, or when you were still beginning to create your original, bass lines? I guess you're trying to say, or you started from creating original bass lines. For someone who wants to be professional bass, who's self-taught, at what point should you stop transcribing what other basses? Never stop transcribing what other basses play. Experience is gold. If they've gone ahead of you, you'll always have a thing or two to learn from them. I score people. I used to score Pan and Percy Paul. I scored a lot of bass lines verbatim. and I still play them. We play Lucky Dube bass line still today, even in praise worship. So you can't overlook what people who have gone ahead of you have played. It's from there, but I advise you to score with understanding. Okay, he did this lick, he did this bass line, because when you do this bass line, it covers the song that is a 145, 154, whatever it is song. So you can now pick the bass line and apply in songs. That's what scoring with understanding is or means. Every time you are scoring a lick, somebody does. Okay, he did that lick from 4 to 5. Does it mean if I do it everywhere I have a 4 to 5, it goes? You try it out and then it works. That's scoring with understanding. Score with understanding. I grew up scoring some things verbatim, and then improvisation comes after you've understood. You cannot improvise what you don't understand. Simple. Eddie 1050 says, which camera do you use and the editing software to edit your video for coloring? I use the Canon 80D, an f1.8 50mm lens basically, and then I use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing and coloring. I'm still learning all this stuff. What's the channel of your church live service? I believe you mean that's Pastor Jerry Easy. Every service goes there. Pastor Jerry Easy, that's the channel you watch our live services. Josephine Mashon says, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm a beginner. I want to improve myself, especially in aspect of worship and praise. Please, can you make beginners video to I'd appreciate the sound engineer view on how to balance sound in church. We also use the Behringer X32, I believe. My sound engineer would love to learn how to properly use it. Okay, I have to do it. I'm not a keyboard player, but while I will get in my saying, I have to talk to my sound engineer and do a video on that. So sound engineers, because I know musicians can also double it. You're a sound engineer and all of that while you're a musician. I'll do a video that can help you learn on that. Sound balancing. Improving yourself in the aspect of worship and praise. I have breakdown videos for leaks, but I may consider doing videos for beginners. But don't be in a hurry to do too much. Always be eager to learn the whys. Once you can identify the whats, learn the whys. It is going to give you a lifetime knowledge that you would use in every other thing. Very, very, very important. Don't be in a hurry to just learn the skill. Know why there was a skill done at that point in time. So I think that's it for the week. Thank you guys so much. It's been a long one, but it's worth it. I'm going to be answering these questions like this every week. If it's 5 questions, I'll answer 2 questions, I'll answer. I guess this is pretty much because it's the first one I'm doing. Subsequent videos may not be this long. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do not forget to click the links I put here. They are for videos that would have made this video longer. So I had to do them in other videos so that you can at least still have answers to the questions I've read here. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you on the next episode of Question and Answers with Koko Bass.